Welcome, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field on this gorgeous yet hot Saturday evening. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler here on this matchup between the Utica Unicorns and Westside Woolly Mammoths. And last time these two teams met was last Saturday, Dan, a week ago today.
Yes, you and Steve were on the call for that one.
Yeah, and that game was all Unicorns, as it ended up being a 7-1 ball game victory for them. And Sean Kennedy was starting for the Mammoths that day, and Donnie Murray for the Unicorns that day. And Donnie Murray is on the mound this Saturday as well.
Yes, and like you said last time out, he went 7 innings, only gave up 1 run, gave up 5 hits, and had 8 strikeouts. Continues to dominate here in the league.
Yeah, and if you look at his stat line just across his season so far, Dan, it's 2.74 ERA with 5 games played with 17 hits, 5 walks, and 27 strikeouts, and just a .96 whip. He's been pitching unreal so far this season.
Yes, he has.
Last week he showed, he was just as good with the 7 innings pitched and only 1 earned run, and he's continued to perform very well at the beginning of the season. And on the other side of things, it's David Ernst on the mound for the Mammoths, and he's nothing to bat an eye at either. He's got 2.84 ERA with 12 innings pitched with 14 hits, 12 strikeouts, and 8 walks. A 1.74 whip, so the whip's a little bit up there, but his ERA is down, and that's really what counts in the end, is making sure those runners don't come around to score. So he's been doing a good job as well.
So basically you could say we're going to have a pitcher's duel today.
Well, if you want to make a prediction, then you could say that it does have the makings of one, just based on who's on the mound. But anything can happen on any day. We saw yesterday.
Oh, yeah. That was
yesterday we had just had a bizarre
game.
day. We went 3 innings before we went into a rain delay. Kevin Matthews, who had like a .84 ERA, something ridiculously low like that, went only 3 innings pitched, and he had no hits. He had 7 walks on the day. His control was all over the place. Yet
it was.
I guess he was unhittable in the sense that there was nothing to swing at.
Oh.
But he was a guy who had been dominating all season long with his strikeouts. He did have a high walk rate, but yesterday was just a screwed up number.
Yes, it was. And, that was it was bizarre last night, like you were saying. And then they continued what time we got started back at 9:05.
It was about 9:15 before the game started back underway.
And then we only went to we've only played 5 innings, and we got to the bomb. Like we thought it was a walk-off hit for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
Yeah, Casey Chenoweth with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 5th inning. We were told that we were only going to play 5 innings of play.
So
because how
you
late
had
it
an amazing
was.
call, but then all of a sudden, I guess they're going to make up this game in either a closed game or whatever they have to do to make it up.
Yeah, that's what the last word we had heard was, that they're going to finish the game at a later date. So it goes into that, I don't even know what to call it, temporary postponement. And it's a 4-1 lead for the Hoppers, but it was a bizarre night last night, just to say the least.
And you know what? The rest of the weekend's going to be beautiful here at the ballpark, but a little bit humid.
And a lot hot.
Yes.
It's 87 degrees today. And it's supposed to be in the 90s tomorrow for tomorrow's afternoon game. So it's going to be very, very hot.
It's going to be brutal.
So, but the weather forecast is clear, so we should have 2 days in a row of just gorgeous weather. And last time these two teams met, it was the middle of the lineup that really did the damage for the Unicorns, as Raw, Cruz, and Guilfoyle had 3 RBIs themselves, while Clay Artizer also had an RBI, and there was a lot of runs came from a lot of different places. Mike Rampone also had a 2 RBI double, so a lot of different guys contributed in that game.
Yeah, Gredakowski as well. He went 2 for 5, had an RBI and a run scored, and also you had Belkin. He was 2 for 4 with 2 singles and 2 runs scored. So
you can basically guarantee that the Mammoths are going to come out with a little bit of a fire underneath them after getting absolutely embarrassed the last time out. Happens to everyone.
I feel the Unicorns are back to where they should be. They've been on the streak going. For the Woolly Mammoths, unfortunately, they've been in and out here.
The Unicorns have been absolutely fantastic for the greater part of the year. Them and the Hoppers have been fighting back and forth for first place in the league. And speaking of the Unicorns, they're donning a almost charcoal gray uniform today. Yeah, they're nice. You know what? And normally gray and white don't go that well together, but The charcoal just works. I don't have anything to complain about. And obviously the
No.
Mammoths are just wearing their typical blue away uniforms that always have looked nice.
Yes, but I'm telling you, the Unicorns uniform, gonna have to get me one of those.
But meanwhile, I'll send it down to the field because it's starting lineup time for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
Hey, are there any Utica Unicorn fans in the house tonight? Well, if there are, there's your home team, the Utica Unicorns, managed by Jim Essien. Joining the Unicorns on the field today are the baseball buddies from Hamilton Parsons Elementary. Leading off and batting first from Fraser, Michigan, the left fielder number 19, Taylor Galikowski. Batting second from Carlsbad, California, the shortstop, number 6, Brad Balkin. Batting third from Phoenix, Arizona, the second baseman, number 9, Luke Doyle. Batting fourth from Dallas, Texas, the center fielder, number 10, Brandon Raw. Batting fifth from Bay Shore, New York, the right fielder, number 4, Chris Cruz. Batting sixth from Grayson, Georgia, the first baseman, number 44, Clay Ardeezer. Batting seventh from Streamwood, Illinois, the third baseman, number 22, Brandon Guilfoyle. Batting eighth from Brownstown, Michigan, tonight's designated hitter, number 24, Nico Lolio. Batting ninth from Cheshire, Connecticut, the catcher, number 6, Timothy Munn. And the starting pitcher for the Utica Unicorns tonight from Boston, Massachusetts, number 21, Donnie Murray. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats. Veterans and active military may keep your hats on while rendering the hand salute as we honor America and our military with the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by Danielle Clark.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
All right, welcome back, everyone, as we're just a few moments away from first pitch. And, Dan, it's the Boy Scouts of America night here at Jimmy
Yes,
John's
it
Field.
is.
As you see, many of them aren't across the field to get off.
And I guess you get to sleep at the ballpark later on tonight.
Yeah, they'll
after
be
the game.
camping out here tonight, too.
So,
It is Saturday, so it's WCSX night, and we have
Cheap Trick. Tribute
Cheap
band.
Trick, a tribute band, yep. Every Saturday we have a tribute band, and last week it was Teddy Petty.
So it's going to be a great game here.
Yes, it should be indeed.
Want me to go through the starting lineup for the Boy Mammoths?
Yes, please do.
All right, batting first and playing center field, you have Jabba Farrell. Batting second and playing left field, you have Alex Abbott. Batting third and playing shortstop is Jeff Smith. Batting fourth and playing first base, Riley Palmer. Batting fifth and playing catcher, Kyle Hamner. Batting sixth and playing third base, you have Kent Blackstone. Batting seventh and the designated hitter tonight is Tyler McVicker. Batting eighth and playing right field, you have Hagen Wilkie. And batting ninth and at second base, usually we see R.J. Fuhr, but he's not in the lineup tonight. It's Ian Yetzko. And on defense for the Unicorns, at third base, you have Brian Guilfoyle. At shortstop, you have Brett Belkin. At second, you have Luke Doyle. At first, you have Clay Artis-Sear. In left field, you have Gretakowski. In center field, you have Brandon Raw. And in right field, you have Chris Cruz. And behind the plate, you have Timothy Budd doing the catching for, on the mound, Donnie Murray.
And we're just a few seconds away now from first pitch as Donnie Murray throws a couple more warm-ups. And Jabba Farrell will lead it off today. And last time against the Unicorns back on last Saturday, he didn't necessarily do exactly what he wanted. He struck out swinging 3 times that game, earning himself a hat trick. Now, 3 strikes in a row is good in baseball.
Yes, it is.
Or bowling, not baseball. Definitely not baseball.
Bowling. That's my sport.
I meant bowling.
That's my sport,
Because
buddy.
you consider that a turkey. But in baseball, that is not a good thing, and that's the one thing they want to avoid. In hockey, going 3 in a row is considered a hat trick. But in baseball, 3 strikeouts in a row is not what he wants. So you can definitely get bet he's going to be looking to change that today.
Yes, he is.
So meanwhile, Shane McCaddy will run over to the third base box for him down there. So the play ball clip will play over the overhead video board, and Jabba Farrell will step in.
Beautiful evening here at Jimmy John's Field.
Beautiful day for sure. The skies are blue and not many clouds in the skies. Of course, it started like that yesterday before all that rain came in, Dan.
You know, the clouds started looking weird, and then I knew something was going to happen.
Yeah, there was nothing in the forecast, and I kept
No.
checking every time we saw that, but it ended up raining after all. As the first pitch of the evening comes in, be outside or called a strike, 0-1.
Look
And
outside there.
First pitch is going to be 7:03 p.m. As Jabba Farrell comes into the game batting 152 on the season with only 7 hits. Does have a home run, though. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1-1 now.
I'm telling you, Brian, I love those uniforms the Unicorns are wearing.
Yeah, that dark gray, it's pretty much like I said charcoal earlier. I'm going to stick to that. It looks really nice with the white pants as the 1-1 comes in. He swings and tips that one foul. 1-2 now.
But can't forget about the William Mammoths either. Their uniforms,
Is this the first time this
Are
season
very
that
good.
the Unicorns have worn that version of the uniform?
yes.
Because I don't recall seeing it prior.
Yep.
There's always lots of alternates for both teams. I mean, we've seen the Mammoths wear the Flintstone-style ones. They don't have any orange in their team colors, but that jersey's orange anyways. Comes the 1-2. Outside, count is even, 2-2. Farrell waits on the 2-2. Here comes the delivery. Outside, count will go full, 3-2 now.
Donnie Murray likes to maybe pin that outside corner in the early going.
The defense is playing fairly deep on Farrell as they're just about on the outfield grass, the second and shortstop. And he's going to swing and miss and go down on strikes. And the first batter Danny Murray is going to face is going to strike out. So Alex Abbott will step in now with one down and nobody on here in the top of the first inning.
Make that Donnie Murray's 28th strikeout victim. There'll be plenty more we see, though, I believe.
As the first pitch to Alex Abbott is going to be called for a strike, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and over the head of the third baseman Guilfoyle, but foul. So it'll be 0-2 now on Abbott.
Abbott does have 8 hits this season.
Yeah, he's batting .235, Dan, so not terrible, but definitely wants to get that average up more, as it's not where he probably wants it to be. Last time these two teams faced off, he went 1 for 2. He had a base hit, a walk, hit by pitch, and strikeout, so he got on base in a multitude of different ways that day. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and over the head of the second baseman, and that'll be a base hit to right field.
So he finds a way to get on now.
So Jeff Smith will step in now with 1 on and 1 out in the top of the first inning. As Murray's going to ask for a new ball. Jeff Smith on the season is batting .293 with 12 hits, no home runs yet for him, 7 RBIs. Last time these two teams faced off, he went 0 for 4 though, not getting on base a single time. So he'll be looking to correct that here. Here comes the first pitch to Smith. He swings and misses at that one and be 0-1 on him.
Great crowd on hand here.
Yeah, it helps when you have 800 Boy Scouts here, too. You fill in the stands. And, yeah, I mean, it's a Friday or a Saturday evening, and that's normally when you get a lot of your
Look at
your
that
fans
hill out
Saturday
there
and
in right
Sunday.
field is packed.
Yeah, it's absolutely packed. Abbott's going to try and steal second, and he's not going to get in there in time as a throw from Bud is right on the mark.
Beautiful.
And Alex Abbott's going to get caught stealing, so now Jeff Smith has nobody on base here with 2 outs. So 1-1 with 2 outs now on Jeff Smith and newly cleared bases. Comes the 0-2 pitch. It's going to be way down low for a ball, 1-2.
Yeah, over there on that hill, Brian, you might have to just squeeze in there. I don't know if you're going to be able to get a seat over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there, maybe the most that we've seen so far this season. And the hill's normally a popular spot as tickets are very cheap, and it's just a nice place to relax. As that one's going to be grounded on the first base line off of Artizer's glove, and that's going to be safe for Jeff Smith over that first base. And that'll go down as a hit, so it'll be the second hit of the inning, but only man on base is Smith after Abbott got caught stealing. So Riley Palmer will step in with 2 out and 1 on.
Riley Palmer, .255 batting average, has 12 hits, and has 7 RBIs.
Comes the first pitch to Palmer. He swings and misses at that one, 0-1. And Jeff Smith getting a strong lead out there at first base. Artizer's going to try and hold him there. But Smith's got a lot of speed on the base paths. He's not afraid to try to steal. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and down the first base line, right to Artizer at first. He just stands up, steps on the bag, and the inning's over. So after half an inning of play here in this game between the Mammoths and Unicorns, it's a 0-0 tie. So we go to the bottom of the first, where leading off for the Unicorns will be Taylor Gelikowski. Following him, the shortstop Brett Balkin, and the second baseman Luke Doyle. So we'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.
All right, Brian, now it's the Unicorns' turn to bat here in the bottom half of the first. Here's the batting order for the Unicorns. Batting first, and once again playing left field is Taylor Gredakowski. Batting second and playing shortstop is Brett Belkin. Batting third and playing second is Luke Doyle. Batting fourth and playing center field is Brandon Raw. Batting fifth and playing right field is Chris Cruz. Batting sixth and playing first base today is Clay Artisier. Batting seventh and playing third base is Brandon Guilfoyle. Batting eighth and the designated hitter today is Nico Lalio, that is. And batting ninth and playing catcher is Timothy Budd. And defensively, once again for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, playing behind the plate catcher is Kyle Hamner. Playing third base is Kent Blackstone. Playing shortstop is Jeff Smith. Playing second base today is Ian Yetzko. Playing first base is Roddy Palmer. Playing left field is Alex Abbott. Playing center field is Jabba Farrell. And playing right field is Hagen Wilkie. And on the mound, again for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, David Ernst.
And so Taylor Gelikowski will step in for the Utica Unicorns here in the bottom half of the first inning. And he's going to take some practice swings, go through his routine as we wait for the first pitch still from Ernst. Here comes the delivery. It's going to be in there for a strike. So Ernst's first pitch of the game will be a strike and make it 0-1 now on Gelikowski. Gelikowski being a batter you definitely want to look out for. He's got 12 hits in the season, and 4 of them were for home runs. So 25% of his hits are home runs. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
And he's from Fraser, Michigan.
That wouldn't be a ball, 1-1.
Which is only a few miles away from here.
They've been adding quite a few Michigan guys, as that one's hit for a base hit into left field. So Gelikowski will get on now.
Now batting the shortstop, number 6, Brett Balkin.
So Brett Balkin will get to step in now, following Gelikowski's leadoff base hit. Balkin is batting an impressive .393 on the season. He's got 11 hits, but only 1 RBI. He's normally been batting on the lower half of the lineup, but they moved him up since he's been quite hot recently.
The hotter you are, the higher you go up in the batting order.
And it's 0-1 now on Balkin as he's getting signs from Essien. Essien down there at third base does not have his jersey tucked in. A unique look, as I don't think I've ever seen that.
No.
Most of the time, the managers and players all have their jerseys tucked in, so it's a bit unique to see him not. So that one's flied foul, 0-2. Brett Balkin has been summoning his mustache powers as he's batting that strong 393 on the season. The last time these two teams met, however, he went 2 for 4 and actually reached on an error. So he reached base 3 times and came around to score once. So he's been providing the offense. And that one's going to be grounded up to the second baseman. They're going to turn it to second, down to first, and they're going to get him and turn the double play. So Brett Balkin hits into a 4-6-3 double play, and that'll be 2 outs here in the bottom of the first for David Ernst and his Woolly Mammoths. So Luke Doyle will step in, the second baseman.
.354 batting average, has 17 hits and 5 RBIs, and does have a homer.
Just one single homer out of all those hits, but not every single hitter is a power hitter. As the first pitch he sees is going to be in there for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is going to be in for a ball, 1-1. And the sky is just, there are some clouds over in right field, like far off on the horizon, but other than that, it's just clear blue.
It's beautiful.
We have a shadow that's cast over home plate that stretches to just before the mound, so that's got to be tricky for the batters as it's 1-2 on Doyle. But that's every evening just because of how the stadium's positioned. That one will be in for a ball, 2-2. Only evenings where we don't have that shadow is on overcast evenings, and, well, like I just mentioned, today is beautiful, gorgeous, sunny day. Comes the 2-2. That one's going to be grounded over to the second baseman, Yetsko. He'll make the throw down to first and get him, so Ernst will face the minimum amount of batters that he will have to this inning. His defense turned a double play behind him. So we go to the top of the second now after 1 inning of play, and it's still tied 0-0, and Kyle Hamner is going to lead it off for the Mammoths in the top half of the second. Following him is the third baseman, Blackstone, and the DH, Tyler McVicker. So we will be back shortly with more. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the second inning, where due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is Kyle Hamner. Hamner, the last time these two teams met, went 2 for 3. He had 2 base hits, so he did a good job that day of getting on base, and he comes into the day batting .258 with only 8 hits. So let's see if he can continue that trend against the Unicorns. As the first pitch he sees, he grounds right back to the pitcher, Donnie Murray. Quick reflexes by him to get that. Easy toss down to Artizer. And 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top half of the second inning.
Making it look easy.
He really did, as that one, hit a bounce in front of him, and he just right into his glove. It almost looked like he just so casually grabbed that one. So Kent Blackstone will step in, only batting 172 on the season. Went 0 for 3 last time out against the Unicorns with 2 strikeouts. Comes the first pitch to him. That'll be a strike, 0-1. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on high in the air into foul territory. Bud's going to run over there. Artizer's going to be there first. Ooh, but he got lost in the sun and he missed the catch in foul territory. So it's going to be 0-2 now on Kent Blackstone.
You can never beat the sun, Brian.
Well, no, you really can't. The sun got in his eyes, and some players wear sunglasses out there to try and help them see. Artizer's not one of them, but he just lost it in the sun and it landed right behind him. But no harm, no foul, as it's luckily it landed in foul territory. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Can be down low for a ball, 1-2. Sure, Denny Murray would have much appreciated if Artizer would have caught that.
Yeah.
Made his life easier.
He's like, come on now.
Well, this early in the evening, when the sun's still high in the air, it makes it difficult, as that one's going to be chipped foul. Remain 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the delivery. That one's going to be skied foul over into the patio in left field. It'll remain 1-2. 1 out here in the top of the second. No runs scored for either team, so we're tied at 0 apiece. The 1-2 pitch is in. He's going to ground that one over to the second baseman, Doyle. Quick toss on Artizer, and they're going to get him, so it's going to be 2 up, 2 down for Denny Murray in the top of the second here. So now Tyler McVicker will step in. He's the DH today. Look to maybe provide a spark for his Woolly Mammoths here in the early goings.
Batting average 216. Has 8 hits, 7 RBIs, and does have a home run.
Yeah, he's able to hit when he needs to, but just right now he's in a little bit of a slump. As he grounds that one over to the third baseman on the first pitch he sees. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Donnie Murray. So we're going to go to the bottom half of the second inning where due up for the Unicorns will be Brandon Raw, Chris Cruz, and the first baseman Clay Artizer. So we'll be back shortly with more. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the second inning where Brandon Raw is due up to lead it off for the Utica Unicorns. The game is tied 0-0 after an inning and a half of play. Not much action on either side. As the first pitch to Brandon Raw is going to be inside for a ball, 1-0.
Brandon Raw hitting batting average 296, has 16 hits, 10 RBIs, and does have 3 home runs.
That one will be a ball as well, 2-0. And yeah, he's a threat at the plate. Brandon Raw is a very talented batter with that 296 batting average, as you just mentioned, Dan, and those 10 RBIs and 3 home runs. He's got a lot of power in his bat, as that one's grounded over to the third baseman, down to first. Where Palmer will tag, so it'll be 5-3 put out. So Chris Cruz will step in. So Chris Cruz will step in now, batting .224 on the season. And the first pitch to him is going to come in. He's going to fly that one foul right behind home plate over the netting. And that'll be a strike, 0-1. Chris Cruz batting just .224 on the season. Does have 2 home runs, though. So he does have a little bit of pop in that bat. Seems like it's all or nothing for him. As the second pitch is going to be a ball, 1-1. And last time these two teams met, he had an RBI and a base hit, but that was it out of him as he went 1 for 4. But that base hit came in the explosive 7th inning where his team got 3 earned runs. So
I didn't know that, Brian.
You weren't here for that day.
No.
It's just me and Steve.
I was a lone wolf out.
Me and Steve had a great time without you. So it's 1-2 now. I'm kidding, Dan. I'm kidding. It's all right, bud. Comes the 1-2 pitch. That'll be in there just outside for a ball. So count is even at 2 apiece.
My feelings are hurt.
That was the intention. No, I'm just messing with you, Dan. I'm glad you're back. Comes the 2-2 pitch. Check swing on that one. Gonna be in there for a ball, 3-2. So count is full now with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Game is tied 0-0. Here comes the pitch. He's going to ground that one fouled on the first base line. Remain 3-2 now. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. He's going to fly that one into right center field. 3 players are going to converge on it. No one's going to be able to make the play, so Chris Cruz is going to go to second base. And that was a blooper where Wilkie, Farrell, and Yetzko all converged on it.
Farrell had to come in a lot for that one.
Farrell made a sliding attempt but couldn't get it. They're going to give that one a base hit, considering Farrell had to make more than a routine effort to try and get there. And it's a double. My bad. Silly me. So the first pitch of Clay Artizer is going to be a ball, 1-0. Clay Artizer is batting .265 in the season, has a home run. Stands in there very tall. Batting from as a lefty. So it makes it all the more difficult on David Ernst. As that one's skied fouled on the third base line. That'll land to the left of the bullpen. Clay Artizer has a chance to give his team the lead here with 1 out and a man at second base after Chris Cruz doubled. Comes the 1-1. It's going to be high. 2-1 now. And Hamner's going to come out and have a talk with Ernst, maybe just to settle him down.
may be right, Brian.
Claire Dessert had a walk-off hit, Dan, a couple weeks ago. And that was in the bottom, well, obviously in the bottom of the ninth because it was a walk-off hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that came against the Hoppers. Comes the 2-1 pitch. That one's going to be hit into left field. Caught by Abbott. Throw back in. And Chris Cruz is going to remain there at second base as that ball got out to Abbott in a hurry. Didn't really give Chris Cruz a chance to tag up.
And what a weird throw back in by.
Yeah, he threw it all the way down to
Abbott.
first base. I'm not really sure where he was aiming that one at. If he was planning to throw it to the cutoff man, he'd have been better off throwing it towards third base.
And Clay Artis here was like, no, no, no.
Yeah.
With his finger.
Maybe he released the ball a little bit early. I'm not really sure what was going on there. But anyways, Brandon Guilfoyle will step in now. He's batting .250 on the season. He's fairly new to the league. I think last week was his first week playing. As that'll be in there for a ball, 1-0.
Scratch, I meant Riley Palmer, that is. Was giving him the no, no, no.
Yeah. Comes the 1-0 pitch. And we'll be in there for a ball, 2-0 on Guilfoyle.
Here's the guy that you have trouble with, Brian, with his name.
I've gotten used
You
to
got
it now.
used to it now?
There's a couple names that give me a hard time pronouncing. I've pronounced Lalio a lot, but I've started to get it now as that one is lost to Hamner. Will allow Chris Cruz to advance all the way to third. So that'll go down as a wild pitch. Gelikowski was another one that's tough to pronounce. As
Yeah.
looking at it written down, it's Gryz. So you want to pronounce it like Grizz, but it's Gel.
Yeah,
so it's
Gryzlikowski or something like that.
Yeah, and Brandon has his last name is hyphenated. It's Larkin Guilfoyle, but I talked to him and he prefers it just be Guilfoyle. As that one's lost again, but Chris Cruz is going to stay at third. Another wild pitch is going to allow Brandon Guilfoyle to walk on 4 straight pitches. So we got runners at the corners now with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning for Nico Lolio. Lolio had a grand slam home run a week or 2 ago, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that one. It was beautiful.
Beautiful arc all the way into the hill in right field. Batting 172 or 171 on the season though. As he, right up the middle, he swings that one, and that's going to drive home a run. He'll have a RBI base hit to give his team the lead here in the bottom of the second. So a base hit right to center field will give the Unicorns a lead here in the bottom of the second. They lead it 1-0 now as Guilfoyle advances the second. So with 2 men on, Tim Budd has a chance to extend the lead. Comes the first pitch to Timothy Budd. In there for a strike, 0-1. He's batting .263 on the season, has no RBIs or home runs to speak of. So while his batting average isn't that bad, it's actually on the better side of things, honestly.
He just finds a way to get on.
He gets on base, but he doesn't drive home runs as he grounds that one to the first baseman, and that'll end the inning. So that'll be it after 2 innings of play, but the Unicorns strike first, and they lead it 1-0, go to the top of the third, where due up for the Mammoths will be the right fielder Hagen Wilkie, following him, the second baseman Ian Yetzko, and Jabba Farrell, the center fielder. So we'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. kidding. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the third inning, where due up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is Hagen Wilkie. And in case you missed it, in the bottom half of the second, the Unicorns got out to a 1-0 lead thanks to the RBI single from Nico Lolio to drive in Chris Cruz.
Did a great job. It was a beautiful hit.
They hit that one straight up the middle into center field. Really squared up the bat well on that one, as Hagen Wilkie is going to step in now. Hagen Wilkie had a solo shot the last time these two teams met. Let's see if he can repeat that. As the first pitch he sees swings and chips foul, so it'll go to 0-1 on him. And that was his only home run of the season so far, Dan, as he's batting only 128.
Yeah, I mean, what a beautiful home run he had, but got to get that batting average up.
That's going to be in there for a strike on the outside corner, 0-2.
Guys have 6 hits, but just needs to find a way to get on.
Comes the 0-2 pitch. He's going to bounce that one in there, and it's going to go to 1-2. Comes the 1-2 pitch. He's going to chop that one foul. Stay 1-2 on him. And Dan, the breeze is going just straight away center field, it seems like. I'm watching that flag, trying to figure out where it's going. And a second ago, it was pointing to the left, indicating it was going right to left. And then it was just left to right, and now it's right to left again. So
I like to do the old
we got a couple cross breeze out
trick.
there.
You stick your finger in your mouth, take it out, and then let the field breeze above it.
Meanwhile, it's going to be a ball, 2-2. And Dan, that might work if we weren't in the press box.
That is true.
Now, you could go ahead and do it, but the only thing you're going to feel is the breeze from the air conditioning unit above you.
Yeah, so I'm not going to do that way.
So it's 2-2 on Hagen Wilkie with no outs here in the top of the third inning. Swung on and missed, but he got a piece of it, so it's going to remain 2-2. New ball for Donnie Murray on the mound. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's going to be a tad high, so the count will go full 3-2 now on Hagen Wilkie.
I know tomorrow afternoon is going to be a very hot one, so if you're coming out or planning on coming out to the ballpark, bring sunscreen.
Yes, it's going to be 91 degrees from what I've seen so far, and that could change as we've known Michigan weather to do that. But right now the forecast is 91. As the 3-2 pitch is going to be a ball, he's going to walk him. A good job by Hagen Wilkie to stay patient. That pitch that led to the 3-2 count was hard to lay off on it because it looked like it could have been a strike. But did a good job staying patient at the plate and eventually drawing the walk. Ian Yetzko will step in now, batting 167, has 1 hit and 1 RBI on the season as of right now.
And of course, every batter walking up to bat with a Cheap Trick song, because it's tribute night for them. WCSX, that is.
Yep, Saturday nights are always WCSX rock and roll, classic rock night. We always have a tribute band for that, and the first pitch Yetzko sees is a ball, so it's 1-0. Still no outs here in the top of the third inning. Unicorns do lead it 1-0 though after the RBI single from Nico Lolio. The 1-0 pitch. It's going to be down low for a ball. They're going to throw it on to first and try to get him, but Hagen Wilkie's going to get back in safely. It's going to be 2-0 on Ian Yetzko, and Johnny Murray's struggling a little bit here with his control. He's thrown a couple in the dirt here in the top half of the third.
We've seen a lot of control problems from Kevin Matthews last night.
Yeah, 7 walks. Although he had no hits, it was just a bizarre night
was.
from any angle last night. Comes the 2-0 pitch. He's going to swing and fly that one into center field, and Raw's going to get it just shy of the warning track. Unfortunate for Ian Yetzko. He got a lot on that one,
Yes,
but
he
he hit
did.
it to the deepest part of the ballpark. But that's just how baseball is sometimes. So Joe Farrell will step in with 1 on and 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. He struck out swinging his last time up, the only strikeout for Donnie Murray as of yet in the ball game. Murray tends to average more than one strike, a little more than a strikeout per inning, with 27 strikeouts in his 23 innings pitched. So he's falling behind here as he didn't have a strikeout last inning, so he's going to have to step things up here. Get 2 strikeouts then in the inning.
Yeah. He had 8 last time out. Going 7 innings strong.
Yeah, 7 innings pitched. He had a phenomenal game last time. As that's a throw down to first is going to be just to hold him there. As Artizer's holding first base, making sure that Hagen Wilkie doesn't get too comfortable of a lead out there.
Obviously, you and Steve got to see that great pitching performance from him.
You keep complaining, man.
I know.
But you were having a ball of your own over that Bell Isle.
That is true. It's okay.
It was Joppa Farrell's first pitch. Just going to check his swing on that.
I'm back, and I'm glad to be back.
Called a strike 0-1. I'm glad you're back too, Dan. He's going to show bunt, but he's going to bunt it foul into the screen, so it's going to go 0-2. So it's going to be an 0-2 count now with 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. Hagen Wilkie down there at first. He drew a walk to get down there. Sold out crowd here at Jimmy John's Field on this Saturday evening.
You know, despite the rain last night, a lot of fans stuck around to watch the rest of the game and also the fireworks.
I was quite impressed. I think the fireworks are one of the main draws that kept them out. But I was really impressed by how many people stayed around for that as the 0-2 pitch is swung on for a base hit into right field. And Hagen Wilkie's going to try to go to third, but he's going to trip on his way over there, and they're going to throw it on the third, but he's still going to get in there safely. And rounding second there, Hagen Wilkie stumbled and fell to his knees.
Just hopefully he's okay.
And Shane McCaddy is going to go over there and talk to him, make sure he's okay. Seems to be all right. He stumbled, but he got in there safely. So we have runners at the corners with 1 out. So it's going to be Alex Abbott with a chance to tie the ball game with a runner at third base and 1 out. Worst case scenario, hits into a double play. Best case scenario, he ties the ball game. Well, best case is actually gives his team a 3-1 lead if he hits a 3-run home run. As he swings and flies that one into left field, and that's going to be deep enough, I think, to score the run. He's going to tag up and come from third base, and he's going to get in there safely, and it's going to be a 1-1 ball game. Meanwhile, Joppa Farrell is going to advance to second base. So Jeff Smith will step in. He had a base hit his first time up. He's got a chance to give his team a lead here with Alex Abbott down there at second base. 2 outs here. He's going to foul that one off into the service drive. Auburn Road.
Watch out if you're driving on that road. Maybe a free baseball.
I'm really curious on what the numbers are and how many hit cars a year go back on there on Auburn Road.
You know, I'm tempted every single game, after the game that is, to see pull over on the side and see how many baseballs are out there, but obviously they're probably gone by then.
Yeah, I'm sure passerbys take those balls as 0-1 pitch comes in. Low and away, so it's going to be a ball 1-1.
I would just make sure to stay away from that road if a game's going on here.
Uh, you know what? I see plenty of cars driving past right now, so I don't think they're very afraid. As Smith waits on the 1-1, comes the pitch. He's going to drive this one to center field, but not that deep. Raw's going to come in and make the catch. But meanwhile, the Mammoths tie the ball game, and it's going to be 1-1 going to the bottom of the third inning, where due up for the Utica Unicorns will be the left fielder, Taylor Galikowski. Following him will be Brett Balkin and the second baseman, Luke Doyle. So we'll be back shortly, and please stay tuned. Welcome back to the bottom half of the third inning, where Taylor Galikowski is going to lead it off. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here on this gorgeous Saturday evening.
And a sold-out crowd here, it seems like.
Yeah, the stadium's actually absolutely packed. It doesn't help that it doesn't hurt that we have 800 Boy Scouts here tonight. As that first pitch to Galikowski is going to be a ball, 1-0.
Galikowski last time up back in the first hit a single to the left.
And only the second pitch that he saw as the 1-0 comes in. It's going to be in the dirt for a ball, 2-0. And in case you're just now tuning in, the Unicorns got out, the Unicorns got out to a 1-0 lead in the second inning thanks to an RBI single from Nico Lolio. But the Mammoths retaliated with one of their own in the top of the third and a sac fly RBI from Alex Abbott to drive home Hagen Wilkie. And Taylor Galikowski is going to try and check his swing, but he goes around too far, so it's going to be a strike. 2-1 now on him.
We definitely have a battle here.
Yeah, David Ernst and Danny Murray coming into the game both have sub-3 ERAs, pitching phenomenally on the season. As Galikowski is going to drive that one on a line, fouled on the third base line. It's going to make some fans jump down there. So it's going to be 2-2 now. Count is even. And that shadow that started off across home plate, reaching out to the mound, is now just over the left batter's box. Meanwhile, Galikowski is going to ground that one right back to Ernst. Underhand toss down to Palmer is going to get him, so Galikowski will be out. So Brett Balkin will step in. Balkin is phenomenally defensively and has a high batting average to boot, so he's good defensively and offensively. He did hit into a double play, however, his first time up. So you can guarantee he's going to try and not do, well, he can't do that this time because there's no one on base, but he's going to try and get on base this time.
And last game against the Woolly Mammoths, he went 2 for 4 with 2 singles.
And that just, I mean, he's got a .393 batting average. That ain't for nothing. He hits the ball and gets it into play a lot. Meanwhile, the first pitch he sees is a ball, 1-0. Doesn't hit for power, but hits for contact. Gets a lot of base hits.
Man with the stash.
Yes, he's got the the thick mustache and very clean shaven everywhere else. It's kind of his signature look. That's how you know it's Brett Balkin. If you were to know any of these players just based on their looks alone, it would be him because of the mustache. Meanwhile, he chops that one in the infield. And a good play by Blackstone to get to it. Quick toss down to Palmer. Has to jump off the bag to get it, but spinning tag in midair gets him. And it's quite acrobatic play, Eddie.
Yes, it was.
From both sides.
Great job by Palmer.
And Blackstone showing very good speed charging in there where Ernst couldn't get to it. So it's going to be 2 up, 2 down now for the Westside Woolly Mammoths here the Utica Unicorns here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning.
Those types of plays can be quite tricky, that is.
And I have to give it to Palmer because that was quite a good job by jumping up and getting that ball and then spinning in midair to tag him before he reached the bag. Meanwhile, Luke Doyle swings and a miss at the first pitch, so it's 0-1 on him. The second pitch is grounded back to the mound, so an easy underhand toss will end the inning.
Quick inning there.
Yeah, 1-2-3 inning for David Ernst and his Westside Woolly Mammoths. So we're going to go to the top of the 4th inning, where leading off for the Mammoths in this 1-1 ball game will be Riley Palmer, Kyle Hamner, and the 3rd baseman, Kent Blackstone. So we'll be back shortly with more, so please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 4th inning, where the game is tied 1-1. Riley Palmer's going to lead it off for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
As we have a fan out here, have a horn.
Yeah, he's got a horn and he's blowing it.
Very loud.
And the first pitch to Riley Palmer is going to be swung and fouled directly into the netting behind home plate, so it's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's going to be high for a ball, 1-1. And if you're just tuning in, the game is currently tied 1-1. Unicorns got out to the early lead back in the 2nd inning thanks to an RBI single from Nico Lolio. Mammoths quickly tied it back in the top of the 3rd thanks to the sac fly RBI from Alex Abbott. So that's how we've gotten to where we are. And that pitch to Palmer is going to be high, so 2-1. And both pitchers have done a good job so far. They both have 1 earned run, but they've been doing a fairly good job out there on the mound. Comes the 2-1 pitch. It's going to be right up the middle. Balkan's going to be able to get to it, though. Throw it on a first. Artizer with the near splits to catch it, and we'll get him down there. So it's going to be 1 up, 1 down for the Westside Woolly Mammoths in the top of the 4th.
Both pitchers doing a great job, only giving up 3 hits thus far. And, of course, both giving up a 1 run, but...
Well, it's 1 hit per inning, so it's not a bad trend. As long as they keep their walk rate down as well. Comes the first pitch to Kyle Hamner in his second at-bat of the game. He's going to ground that one to Balkan at short. Throw it on to Artizer is in time for the out. So 2 quick outs for Donnie Murray. And
to the shortstop, Balkan.
Yeah, actually that's it's true. And Kent Blackstone will step in trying to break that trend. He grounded out to Doyle his last time up. Comes the first pitch to Blackstone. Gonna be outside, 1-0 now. The 1-0 pitch is in. He's gonna fly that one foul. 1-1 on him. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. He's going to ground that one foul towards Luke Doyle, and he's going to get out the same way he did last time. So Donnie Murray's going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 innings are in the books here. It's a 1-1 tie. 3.5 are in the books as we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning where the Unicorns are due up. Brandon Rawl will lead it off. Following him will be Chris Cruz and Clay Artizer. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 4th inning where due up for the Utica Unicorns will be Brandon Raw. He grounded out to the third baseman his last time up. First pitch he sees, he grounds, and Smith will field it and throw it down to Palmer. You're going to get him, so 1 pitch, 1 out for David Ernst in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Blackstone came charging over to make that play, and then Smith called him off, and it was quite almost comedic in the way that Blackstone kind of stood straight up and put his hands behind his back,
Yeah.
try and get out of the way for Smith to make the play. The ball came almost right to Smith, so I don't know why Blackstone came charging over so hardly. I guess if you think you can make the play, you got to try.
Whatever works, works.
So Chris Cruz will step in now. Had a double his last time up. It's 1-0 on him now. Comes the 1-0 pitch. Going to be called for a strike. 1-1 with one out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning.
Chris Cruz was one of the guys that came around to score for the Unicorns.
Well, the only guy to come
Yeah.
around to score for the Unicorns.
Should say that.
And that's going to be in for a strike. So 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch is going to be in the dirt. So count will be at even 2 apiece. Comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, but it's down in the dirt, so you're going to have to throw it on a first to make sure he gets out. So it'll be a strikeout swinging for David Ernst, his first of the ball game.
So now both pitchers have a strikeout in this game.
Just one, though. But I'm sure they're not going to complain too much, considering it's
No.
still a 1-1 ball game. So Clay Artizer will step in now. Flew out to center field his last time up. That ball's going to be high and away, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is going to be inside for a ball, 2-0. I don't think that pitch was anywhere near the location that Hamner wanted, as he looked like he was setting up outside and then ended up having to come across his body to catch that one. The 2-0 pitch is going to be hit for a single through into left field.
Now batting the third baseman, number 22, Brandon Guilfoyle.
So Guilfoyle will step in now. Drew a walk his last time up. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. And now Artizer is at first base. Good piece of hitting by Artizer. He hit it right between the shortstop Smith and third baseman Blackstone.
Did a great job of making contact.
If he split right between those two infielders, so Guilfoyle will have an opportunity to move him over. His first pitch, he swings and chops foul. 0-1 on him. Artizer's not one to try and steal, so don't expect him to try and steal. He's got a decent lead. They're gonna hold him out in there first anyways. As the 0-1 pitch is gonna hit Guilfoyle, so that'll put him on first and advance Artizer to scoring position. So the man with the RBI for the Unicorns will step in. Nico Lolio gave his team a lead back in the second, but the Mammoths retaliated in the third with a RBI of their own. That came courtesy of Alex Abbott's sac fly. It's going to be a meeting at the mound here between Shane McCaddy and the catcher Hamner. Possibly just trying to calm him down. He's only got to get one more out to get out of this inning. They're going to avoid at all costs allowing Artizer to advance any further. Looking down there in the wiffle ball court, and it is very populated over there with lots of little kids. So
Beautiful wiffle ball court.
So I'm just glad to see that it's getting some action down
Yeah.
there. So McCaddy will return to the dugout, and David Ernst will retake the mound as Nico Lolio Lilly will step in now, and he's going to look at his first pitch here, the at-bat. Way outside for a ball, 1-0. Like I mentioned, he had an RBI single his last time up. Drove in Chris Cruz from third base. Comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Big rip by Lolio. Be 1-1 on him now.
Almost looking like he's swinging for the fences there.
The 1-1 pitch is going to be high and away. 2-1. Two-one pitch is going to be swung on and missed. Another big rip by Lolio. Might have gotten a piece of that, but it's a strike nonetheless. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Tie ball game 1-1, but men on first and second. The 2-2 pitch is going to be swung on, drilled over to left field, and Abbott's going to go back, and that's going to be off the wall. That's going to score at least 1 run as Archer scores. Guilfoyle's going to come around third base, and he will score. So a 2 RBI double by Nico Lolio will give the Unicorns a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Great hit there by Lolio.
Great piece of hitting as he hit that one over the head of Abbott out in left field off the wall. And the man has now 3 RBI on the ball game. So he's on fire to start.
Yes, he is.
So Tim Budd will step in with an opportunity to get his first RBI of the year. Has none to speak of yet. He grounded over to Palmer his first time up. He has a chance to extend his lead. That one's flown into the gap in right center field, but Wilkie will be able to get underneath it, and that's going to end the inning. But the Utica Unicorns will take a 3-1 lead thanks to the Nico Lolio 2 RBI double. And we go to the top of the 5th inning, where leading off for the Westside Woolly Mammoths will be the DH, Tyler McVicker. Following him, the right fielder, Hagen Wilkie, and Ian Yetzko. So we'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to the top half of the 5th inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler here. Unicorns took a 3-1 lead back in the bottom half of the 4th thanks to two RBI double from Nico Lolio. He has 3 on the game, and Tyler McVicker will lead it off here for the Mammoths. McVicker is 0 for 1 so far. He grounded over to the third baseman Guilfoyle's last time up. The first pitch he sees is going to be outside for a ball, 1-0. Comes the 1-0 pitch. He's going to swing and foul that one off. 1-1 now on McVicker. McVicker playing DH today, but we do usually see him over there at first base. But with the addition of Ian Yetzko, they have moved him to the DH position. The 1-1 pitch to McVicker is going to be outside for a ball, 2-1. McVicker waits on the 2-1 pitch. Here comes the delivery. Going to peel down to first on that one, but they're going to say it didn't go, so it's going to go 3-1 on McVicker. Three-one pitch from Ernst, or Donnie Murray, I mean, is going to miss, and it's going to be a walk for McVicker. So the first man up this inning will reach base for Hagen Wilkie.
Very wild pitch thrown there by Murray.
Yeah, that one was nowhere near, as it actually got away from Timothy Budd behind the plate. Hagen Wilkie reached on base from a walk his last time up, eventually came around to score thanks to the sac fly RBI from Abbott. So far, that's the only run for the Westside Woolly Mammoths in this ball game. Decent lead for McVicker down there at first base. Swung on and tipped foul. 0-1 on Hagen Wilkie.
The lights begin to come on here at the ballpark.
Yeah, the shadows have... It started off just covering home plate and the mound, and now it's the entirety of the foul territory left of third base, even encroaching on the infield a little bit. The 0-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed. 0-2 now on Hagen Wilkie. There are still no outs on the top of the 5th here. The Unicorns do lead at 3-1 thanks to Nico Lolio's 2 RBI double in the last half inning. Comes the 0-2 pitch. Be low and inside. They're going to throw down a first, but Tyler McVicker will get back in time. So it'll be a 1-2 count now on Hagen Wilkie. The 1-2 pitch is going to be swung on and missed, and that's going to be a strikeout swinging for Hagen Wilkie. The second strikeout of the day for Donnie Murray.
Looked like he was going fishing there.
Yeah, that pitch was very low. Must have fooled him. As Ian Yetzko is going to step in now.
That'll be Donnie Murray's second strikeout of the ball game.
The first pitch Yetzko sees is going to be a foul tip into the glove of Bud, so it'll be a strike 0-1. McVicker still down there at first after he drew a walk at the beginning of the inning. The 0-1 pitch to Yetzko. He's going to check his swing on that, appeal down to the umpire, and he's going to say it didn't go, so 1-1 on him now. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and over the head of the shortstop, and that's going to be a base hit. And so now we'll have runners at first and second with one out for the Westside Woolly Mammoths here in the top of the fifth. So Joba Farrell will step in. He is 1 for 2 today. Got a base hit his last time up back in the third inning. He has a chance to cut this deficit down for his team with Tom McVicker down there at second base. Short meeting at the mound is over with. First pitch from Farrell is going to be in the first pitch from Murray is going to be into the netting. Joe Farrell fouled it off. Getting my players confused there for a moment. Oh, 1 pitch is going to be in there for a strike. 0-2 now. So it's an 0-2 count on Java Farrell with 1 out and man at first and second. Westside Woolly Mammoths currently trail 3-1. Comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed on a pitch way outside the zone. He's going to go down on strikes. That'll be the second strikeout of the inning for Donnie Murray. So now Alex Abbott, the man with the lone RBI for the Westside Woolly Mammoths today, will step back in.
And that would be Donnie Murray's third strikeout of the ball game.
All of them have come swinging. So Abbott will have an opportunity to get a second RBI of the game and cut down this deficit if he can bring home McVicker from second. The first pitch from Murray to Abbott is driven dead away center field. And on the warning track, Raw will have to go to get that one. But Murray will get out of this small jam. And it's still going to be a 3-1 lead for the Utica Unicorns going to the bottom half of the fifth inning. And when we come back, leading off for the Unicorns will be Taylor Kelikowski. Following him will be Brett Balkin and Luke Doyle. So we'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the 5th inning, where Taylor Galikowski is going to lead it off for the Unicorns. They have a 3-1 lead currently.
He grounded out back to the mound back in the 3rd.
And does have a base hit, though, so he has gotten on base tonight. That's something you can expect from him every night. He's one of the more dominant hitters in the USPBL.
He sure is. I mean, he came into this league, the first game he hit a home run.
Yes, yeah, that exactly. Him and Nick Wilson in his first game back hit a home run, so they left strong impressions in the league. First pitch from Ernst is in, and it's going to be a ball, so 1-0 on Galikowski. That one's going to be in there for a strike. 1-1 now. The 1-1 pitch is going to be swung on right up the middle to the second baseman, Yetsko. Cross his body throw. Palmer had to get down on the ground to catch that one, but kept his foot on the bag, so it'll get him out.
Another great acrobatic play there by Palmer.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few acrobatic plays from the first baseman today. Artizer with the splits, and Palmer with the spin move, and now the diving play. Sometimes I feel like Artizer does the splits to show off. Just kidding, obviously.
He better be.
Artizer is a very talented first baseman, and he plays his position very well. Comes the first pitch to Balkin. He's going to hit him. So he's going to take first base.
Now batting the second baseman, number 9, Luke Doyle.
So Luke Doyle will step in now with a runner at first base and 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. His team leads at 3-1 though, after the Nico Lolio 2 RBI double.
And that's a second hit batter for David Ernst. Of course, Belkin, and now it was Belkin. Before it was Guilfoyle.
Meanwhile, Doyle is going to foul that one off, so it's 0-1. And yeah, he hasn't walked a whole lot of batters today, but now that's the second inning in a row he's hit a batter. So like you said, he hit Guilfoyle back in the 4th. The 0-1 pitch is going to be high and away. 1-1 now on Doyle. Brett Balkin down there at first base. You're going to want to keep an eye on him if you're David Ernst. He's got a lot of speed on the base pads. Palmer playing first base to hold him. And that pitch is going to be high and away, and he's going to have to go out to the mound, Hamner, to talk to Ernst and calm him down. There's a little bit of action over there in the Westside William Mammoths bullpen, too. It's been several pitches way outside the strike zone from David Ernst. It's 2-1 on Luke Doyle.
And it looks like the right-hander Josh Mason warming up for the Mammoths.
So far, just light stretching out of the Unicorns bullpen, so nothing serious yet going on down there. As the 2-1 pitch is going to be, again, high and away, so it's 3-1 now. The 3-1 pitch is going to be hitting the ground ball down to the second baseman. Easy throw down to first is going to get him. But Brett Balkin was on the move, so he's not going to get hit into a double play. So Brendan Raw will step up with a chance to extend the lead for the Utica Unicorns. Now that Brett Balkin's down there at second base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch, Raw sees. He hits into the stands behind home plate, so 0-1 on him. The 0-1 pitch is going to be way in the dirt. It's going to hit the dirt before it hits the home plate. So that'll allow Brett Balkin to advance to third base and makes it a little bit easier on Rawl to bring him home. Now any type of base hit could pretty much bring him in, unless we're speaking infield. And maybe even if that's hitting the right spot, it could bring him home. So 1-1 on Brandon Raw now. The 1-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed. And it's going to go to 1-2 now. I'm not really sure what he's swinging as. That pitch looked like it was in the dirt.
Going fishing again.
Yeah, it's not the first time we've seen that today. And I don't know what it is with these pitches that are ending up in the dirt where they think they're seeing something. As that ball is drilled to center field, Farrell's going back to the track to make the catch. And that'll be it for the inning. The Unicorns still lead at 3-1, though. So going to the top of the 6th inning, we're over halfway done in this baseball game already as we're just cruising on through.
We sure are.
And leading off for the Mammoths in the top of the 6th inning will be Jeff Smith. Following him will be Riley Palmer and Kyle Hamner. So please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 6th inning. We're due up for the Westside William Mammoths is wrong score sheet in front of me. Jeff Smith. And the first pitch he sees is a strike.
Jeff Smith does have a hit and also then flew out to the center fielder back in the 3rd.
And that pitch is going to be in there for a strike, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch comes in. He's going to ground that one fouled on the third base line. Remain 0-2 on him now. The 0-2 pitch is going to be in there. It's going to get away from Bud, but just right in front of him. So it's going to go to 1-2 on Smith. It's a 3-1 ball game at this point in the game. The Unicorns lead it. thanks to 3 RBIs from Nico Lolio, an RBI single and a 2 RBI double, give them the lead. The 1-2 pitch is going to be grounded foul, so it's going to remain 1-2. Jeff Smith putting up a little bit of a fight here, fouling off several pitches to stay alive. Murray decides on a pitch, delivers the ball, and it's going to be outside. Count is even at 2 apiece, trying to get Jeff Smith swinging out one outside the strike zone there. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. The 2-2 pitch is going to be in the dirt, so count is going to go full 3-2 now. The 3-2 pitch is going to be in the dirt, so it's going to be a ball and walk him. They appealed on the first, but didn't get the result they wanted. So Jeff Smith will walk.
That'll be Murray's 3rd walk in this
And
game.
Riley Palmer will step in. They're saying over the PA how he's a Bruins fan. I'm not really sure how I feel about that personally. You come to Michigan as a fan of another Original Six team, you're not going to be treated
No.
very well.
Go Red Wings. But everyone has their favorite team.
Yeah, it just stinks, because if your favorite team is anyone other than a Detroit team, then you're wrong. Comes the first pitch to Palmer. It's going to be outside. Called a strike, though, 0-1.
As Smith getting a great lead over there at first.
Comes the 0-1 pitch. They're going to throw it on at first, but Smith's going to return safely.
Definitely playing little mind games with Timothy Budd.
Donnie Murray needs to keep a close eye on Jeff Smith down there at first. And I mentioned this back when he got his base hit in the first inning. He's got a lot of speed, and he's not afraid to steal, so you got to make sure you keep a close eye on him.
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
So it's 1-1 on Palmer, and Murray's not even really giving a glance over to Smith at first base as Palmer swings and misses. 1-2 on him now. The 1-2 pitch is going to be in there for a strike, and that's going to be a strikeout looking for Riley Palmer and Donnie Murray, I mean.
Yeah, and Palmer didn't really like that.
No, he didn't agree with that. He thought that was outside, but the umpires had a very generous strike zone today, so you got to, if you think that pitch has a chance of being called a strike, you got to swing and make contact, stay alive, because he's had a very generous strike zone today. And that'll be the first strikeout looking for Donnie Murray as Kyle Hamner steps in. Jeff Smith still down there at first base now with 1 out. There's action over there in the Utica Unicorns bullpen now. As Jeff Smith's going to try and steal second, but
Unsuccessfully.
yeah, gets caught stealing as Donnie Murray hadn't even started to throw, and so he just had to turn around and make an easy throw to second to get him. So not a good time to attempt that. So the bases will be clear now for Kyle Hamner with 2 outs. First pitch to Hamner is going to be a ball in the dirt, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch It's going to be called a strike. 1-1 now with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
And it looks like Seth McWilliams doing a little light toss there in the bullpen for the Unicorns.
Swing and a miss from Hamner. Big rip there. A ball near the letters. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. So 1-2 on him. The 1-2 pitch is in. Ooh, almost hit Hamner. Stood his ground, though. Barely budged.
Almost looked like it from here. He hit him, but
Well, it helped that it was a 79-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch, but I still feel like he's got a lot of guts to stand in front of that one. The 2-2 comes in. Checked his swing on that. He's going to be called out on that one, so he's going to be a strikeout at the end of the inning. And after 5.5 innings, it's going to be a 3-1 lead for the Utica Unicorns, and they're coming up in the bottom half of the inning. Due up for them will be Chris Cruz. Following him will be the first baseman Clay Artizer and the third baseman Brandon Guilfoyle. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, and we have a new pitcher on the mound here in the bottom of the 6th inning. On the mound for the Mammoths now is Josh Mason, taking over for David Ernst. Dan Ernst went 5 innings pitched with 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. And it wasn't a terrible performance.
No.
It wasn't the best either. He pitched okay. The 3 earned runs obviously aren't ideal. He only had 1 strikeout, but only allowed 2 walks. So it just okay is all I have to say for that one.
I agree with you. An okay start for him.
Meanwhile, Josh Mason is on the mound, and it is 1-1 on Chris Cruz. Oh, 0-2, and now he's struck out.
Quick bat there.
Yes, it was. I was still looking at stats. So now Clay Artizer will step in. He had a base hit and it came around to score his last time up. And the first pitch he sees is going to be a ball, 1-0.
Josh Mason has 5 innings pitched this season, has a win, has only given up 5 hits, and of course he has 6 strikeouts after that one from Cruz. Has given up 4 earned runs. His ERA 7.20 and WHIP is 160.
5 innings of He's only pitched 5 innings so far, so I mean, small sample size overall. As that one's fouled right in the netting behind home plate. So 2-1 now on Artizer. So the 7.20 ERA and 160 WHIP can come down substantially just with this outing if he can have a solid one.
Mm-hmm.
The 2-1 pitch is going to be in there for a strike. 2-2 on Clay Artizer. That pitch is going to miss inside. Count will go full at 3-2. Three and two pitch is going to be outside, so Clay Artizer is going to be on for the second time today, thanks to that 5-pitch walk.
Now batting the third baseman, number 22, Brandon Guilfoyle. In 2014 as a freshman in college.
So Brandon Guilfoyle will step in. He walked in his first appearance today and hit by pitch in the second one. So he's been getting on base. Probably not how he wants to get on base, but
No.
guess you can't really complain. I guess you could complain about getting hit by a pitch, though, Dan.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't feel too good, no matter what velocity it's coming at you.
But it's great to be on base.
First pitch he sees is a strike. He did end up coming around to score from it, so the freebie ended up hurting David Ernst back in the fourth inning, my bad. Comes the 0-1 pitch. He's going to ground that one over the first baseman Palmer. He's just going to take a couple steps down to tag the base. Doesn't have a chance at Clay Artizer, though, so Artizer will advance in a scoring position on that ground ball.
Now batting for the Unicorns, the designated hitter, number 24, Nico Lolio.
Guilfoyle actually broke his bat on that play, which probably hurt his chances of getting on base.
And here comes the star, Lolio.
Lolio, yes, he's definitely the player of the game so far. He has all 3 RBIs for the Unicorns. He had a base hit with an RBI and a 2 RBI double. And he's going to swing and miss at the first pitch he sees. It's going to be a quick meeting at the mound. Hemner will return behind the plate now. Lolio will step back in. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-1 now on Lolio. Lolio could drive in yet another run today if he can get a base hit through. Artizer could come home to score from second base. That one's going to be outside. 2-1 now. Two-one pitch is outside. 3-1 now on Lolio. Three and one pitch is going to be swung on and missed. Count will go full 3-2. Big rip there by
Yeah,
Lolio.
it was. Looks like he was swinging for the fences.
Probably wants to ensure that he's player of the game, I think. Doesn't want to leave any doubt in the mind. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Big strikeout for Josh Mason. And that'll end the 6th inning. So we'll go to the top of the 7th with a 3-1 lead for the Utica Unicorns. Leading off for the Westside Woolly Mammoths in the top of the 7th will be Kent Blackstone, the DH Tyler McVicker, and the right fielder Hagen Wilkie. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 7th inning, where 2 up for the Westside Woolly Mammoths is the third baseman, Kent Blackstone. Kent Blackstone today is 0 for 2. He grounded out to the second baseman both times.
He struck out last time. Out. Oh, no.
You're thinking of Kyle Hamner
Yeah.
just before him. He shows bunt, bunts it back to the the mound, throw over to the first baseman.
My apologies.
1 pitch, 1 out for Donnie Murray. I can't say anything, Dan. I've had my own fair share of mistakes in today's ball game already. It just happens. It's only natural. Nobody's perfect, my friend, as the Miley Cyrus once said. Was that still when she was Hannah Montana?
I think she was still Hannah Montana.
I think you're right. Back when she had that persona.
I don't know why I should know this, but maybe it's because I grew up with an older sister in the house who watched that all the time.
First pitch from Vicker sees as a strike. That's okay, Dan. You can admit it. It's all right, buddy. You can say you're a Miley Cyrus fan.
I was a Hannah Montana fan.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Correction. Comes the 0-1 pitch. That one's going to be into the screen. It bounced into the dirt, so it's going to be 1-1. Donnie Murray returns to the mound for his 6th inning of work here after seeing the minimum amount of batters in the 6th inning. Comes the 1-1 pitch. Swung on a miss. Big rip there by McVicker. 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch. Gonna swing and miss at that one. He's gonna strike out. And that'll be the 3rd strikeout. I'm sorry. 6th strikeout, 3rd consecutive for Donnie Murray.
And we knew Murray last time out against the Woolly Mammoths, he had 8.
Yeah, Donnie Murray is not anyone who's, he's definitely known for his strikeouts, and he has already, 6 of them now?
Mm-hmm.
And 6 innings pitched, or 5 2/3 technically, as that one's in for a strike on Hagen Wilkie. Hagen Wilkie reached on a walk his first time up, came around to score, and then struck out back in the 5th. So he's 0 for 1 officially. The 0-1 pitch is going to be in the dirt, so 1-1 now. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Just going to ground that one up the middle, through for a base hit. And so with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning, there'll be a man on for Ian Yetzko. Ian Yetzko reached on a base hit his last time up. Yetzko playing second base today. Last week when the Mammoths played the Unicorns, Yetzko wasn't officially part of the team yet, so Blackstone played second. So the entire infield kind of got shifted around when Yetzko came into the fold. That one's going to be fouled behind home plate, 0-1.
And we witnessed Yetzko's first hit in his USPBL career in this ball game back in the 5th.
And Hagen Wilkie has a decent lead down there at first. Nothing too much. They are holding him at first nonetheless, as that pitch is going to be outside for a strike, 0-2. And the generous strike zone from the home plate umpire continues. Here comes the 0-2. Ooh, it's going to be down low. 1-2 now on Yetzko. Yetzko's from Howell, Michigan, so yet another one of these additions this season from the Michigan area. Galikowski from earlier in this season was added.
Mm-hmm.
Guilfoyle as well. Comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing on, missed by Yetsko. Big rip on that one, but
Definitely got him spinning.
comes up with nothing. So that'll be the second strikeout of the inning for Donnie Murray, and we're going to the bottom half of the 7th inning, where due up for the Utica Unicorns will be the catcher Tim Budd. Following him will be Galikowski and Balkin. So it's 7th inning stretch time at Jimmy John's Field, and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 7th inning, where Tim Budd steps in.
Did you get your stretch in, Brian?
I did. I'm actually still standing right now because I'm still stretching. It's 0-1 on Budd. As the 1-1 comes in, outside for a strike, 1-2. As that ball's going to be fouled to third base. Remain 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch is going to be outside for a ball, 2-2. And that one's going to be grounded over to the shortstop, but through his legs, so Bud's going to reach safely on that error. And we are experiencing technical difficulties with the scoreboard right now. As, well, we're just having technical difficulties. We'll get it back up to date as soon as we can here. So we apologize for the inconvenience for those watching on the YouTube live stream. And that one's going to be outside for a, or inside for a ball. 1-0 now on Galikowski after Tim Budd reached on an error. And that ball skied high in the air from Galikowski. And Smith's going to retreat back on the warning track, called off by the left fielder, Abbott, who makes the catch.
Quite confusion there.
Yeah, it's always a little scary when three fielders converge on it, and someone needs to call somebody off, or else you're going to see a collision. Abbott taking charge there to make the catch. And Budd will stay down there at first base. So Brett Balkin will step in now. He drew a walk his last time up. is 0 for 2 on today's day. First pitch he sees is going to be in there for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is going to be in there for a strike. 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 man on here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Unicorns lead it 3-1, and thanks to 3 RBIs from Nico Lolio. He had an RBI base hit and then an 2 RBI double. So he has been their player of the game so far. As the 1-1 is fouled in the netting behind home plate. 1-2 now. The lone RBI for the Mammoths came from Alex Abbott back in the 3rd inning, a sac fly RBI to tie the game at the time. That was before Lolio broke the tie. Here comes the 1-2 pitch on Balkin. Ooh, that's going to catch him. Or he's going to spin out of the way in time. It almost looked like it did, but...
Little matrix move there.
So it'll be 2-2, and that was close to being the second time this ball game he's been hit by a pitch.
That time close to the face.
Seems to be a magnet for him today. Maybe they're getting distracted by the mustache, and that's why it almost hit him in the face.
Could be.
As the 2-2 is skied foul into the stands by the Mammoths dugout. So it'll remain 2-2.
Or maybe Josh Mason is jealous of him because he's got that stash of his. And he wants maybe a stash.
Maybe he can't grow one, Dan. Maybe he's jealous. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Ooh, inside. Balkin has to dodge out of way of yet another one. So it'll be 3-2 now as Josh Mason is struggling with his control a little bit here. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And that's going to be drilled up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit in the center field. So Bud will advance to second, and Luke Doyle will step in with a chance to extend the lead here. Can't ask for much better out there on the second base. Bud's got decent speed for a catcher. You don't see many catchers with a lot of speed, but he's one of them.
And it looks like
there will be a meeting at the mound here. I haven't seen them signal to the bullpen yet.
Yep,
somebody's coming out, so we'll have a pitching change here.
They don't have the phones like they do in the major league, so
either
the ump or someone just has to flag them down to get a new pitcher in.
So Josh Mason's day is done after 1 1/3 inning pitched. He's got 1 hit against him with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. Doesn't have an earned run yet, but that could change if Luke Doyle or the following batters are able to drive in Tim Budd from second. So with the exit of Josh Mason, Joel Sharon will take to the mound. He's got 4.1 innings pitched and 8 walks and 7 runs against him. His ERA is north of 7, but again, small sample size. He's only pitched less than 10 innings so far. And if he can get Mason out of this jam, Mason's ERA will drop drastically as well. So Joshua Mason goes 1.1 innings pitched with 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. And the earned runs are still a question mark, if depending on if Joel Sharon can get out of this inning. The first pitch to Luke Doyle is going to be in there for a strike. 0-1 now. There's men at second and first base with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Unicorns still have a 3-1 lead, but threaten to extend it here. 0-1 pitch is going to be in there for a strike. 0-2. Doyle held back on that one. Checked his swing. Wasn't what he wanted, but it was in there anyways. Tim Budd with a decent lead over there at second base. The 0-2 pitch is going to be high for a ball. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch is going to be low and away. Count is even at 2 apiece now. Luke Doyle is 0 for 3 today, grounding out to the second baseman twice and the mound once. So he looks to turn around his fortune with this at-bat. Comes into today batting .354, though, as that one's going to hit him. And he's going to chuck that bat hard, and he is
frustrated.
That was a 66-mile-an-hour pitch. It wasn't very hard, but it still stings getting hit with a pitch either way. But that will load the bases for the Unicorns with 1 out. So Brandon Raw will step in.
And this is where you get at the edge of your seat.
Yeah, with 1 out here, he has a chance to really break this one open for the Unicorns. Raw is 0 for 3 today as well, grounding out to Blackstone twice and flying out to Farrell his last time up, out in center field. The first pitch he sees is going to be in there for a strike. 0-1. And you want to do anything at this point but hit into a double play. A deep fly ball for a sac fly, just anything but the double play to end the inning. As that 0-1 is going to be grounded. Nice diving play by Smith to stop it. They're going to throw it on a second and get him, but no more. So a run will score in that fielder's choice. A great play by Smith. Keeps the damage to a minimum, though. But it will extend the lead to 4-1 for the Utica Unicorns. That will be an earned run for Josh Mason. Be 1-0 on Chris Cruz now. So actually it will not be an earned run to Josh Mason, as the man who scored actually reached base because of an error. So if the man from third currently now scores, then it'll be an earned run. That's actually my misunderstanding. I apologize for the confusion, as the 1-1 pitch is going to get away from Hamner, and that'll allow Raw to advance to second, but Brett Balkin will not try and score from third. But it'll be 4-1 lead nonetheless now for the Unicorns. The 2-1 pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Count is even at 2 apiece. The 2-2 pitch. Way outside. Count is going to go full now, 3-2, with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Unicorns have already plated 1 run, and with a chance to really blow it open here. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's going to be low and inside. He's going to walk Chris Cruz. The bases are loaded once again for Clay Artizer. So Clay Artizer will stand in with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. His team is leading 4-1. He is 1 for 2 today. He got a base hit back in the 4th, came around to score and a walk his last time up. First pitch he sees to be low for a ball, 1-0. And Joel Sharon comes out of the bullpen and is struggling with his control. One-0 pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. One pitch is going to be low and away, 2-1. And Sharon's really struggling with his command here as he's hit a batter and walked a batter already.
You gotta be careful here.
If it weren't for the fantastic diving play by Smith, there would be already a couple of runs plated. The 2-1 pitch is going to be in there for a strike, so 2 apiece now with 2 outs.
An artist here didn't like that pitch.
The 2-2 pitch is going to be outside. Full count yet again. And Clay Artizer could very well walk home a run. I'm sure he'll take that.
Yeah.
The 3-2 pitch. He's going to swing and ground that one to the second baseman, Yetzko. Yetzko will make the throw down to first, and Joel Sharon will minimize the bleeding here in the bottom of the 7th. They do manage to get 1 run and extend their lead to 4-1. And we're going to go to the top of the 8th inning, where due up for the Mammoths will be Joba Farrell. Following him will be the center fielder, or left fielder, Alex Abbott, and shortstop, Jeff Smith. So we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 8th inning. And we have a pitching change. Donnie Murray's night is done. He does a phenomenal job. Goes 7 innings with 5 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Just a great job by him overall. And they're going to go from one good pitcher to the next. And Tom Constance's going to step in. 8 innings pitched so far in relief and no earned runs. As the first pitch he throws to Jabba Farrell will be fouled off for a strike.
Right now, Murray's in line to get the win.
Yes, he is, Dan. And Tom Constant is... Now, like any given day, anyone can get hit up, but he's a good guy to come to in relief, as that one is swung on and missed. 0-2 now quickly on Farrell. That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Swung on and missed, and in 3 pitches, Tom Constant makes a strong first impression, striking out Jabba Farrell.
And throwing the heat.
And Alex Abbott will step in now. He is 1 for 2 today. He has a base hit and the sac fly RBI, the lone run for the Woolly Mammoths today. Comes another pitch from Constant, and the first pitch he throws to him is going to be a ground ball, and he's going to tag him out. So Constant will get over there on the first base line, tag out Abbott, and quickly 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down, 3 pitches to strike out Jabba Farrell, and 1 pitch to ground out Abbott. So Jeff Smith will step in, try and change that a little bit. It doesn't hurt that Constant is a lefty on the mound who throws 90.
Constant is doing a great job. Been doing a great job this season, that is.
Got a good run on his fastball away from righties and into lefties. As the first pitch to Smith is going to be a strike. The 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and he's just blowing these pitches by him, and that one's another 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
He does got that high
now.
kick, too.
Yes, he does, and he's just doing a very good job, just to say the least. Beautiful sunset here at Jimmy John's Field. The clouds are red on the horizon. As that one's going to be a ball 1-2. The first ball he's thrown.
It was still 90 miles per hour.
Due to the high kick and the arm slot, he really hides that ball well when he goes to deliver the pitch, really fooling the batters. As that one's fouled off, remain 1-2. Comes the 1-2 pitch. That'll be in there for a strike, and he's going to strike him out looking.
Man.
And a strong 1-2-3 inning from
Great
Tom
performance.
Constant. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th inning, where due up for the Unicorns will be Brandon Guilfoyle. Following that will be Nico Lolio and Tim Budd. And it's still 4-1 lead in favor of the Unicorns, so please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're due up for the Utica Unicorns is Brennan Guilfoyle. And we've had a pitching change. Joe Sharon is out. He went 2/3 of an inning, gave up no hits, 1 run, but it was unearned, and a walk and no strikeouts. So he got the job done, stopped the bleeding. But it'll be Gavin Collins' turn on the mound. He got 5 innings pitched in relief with 2 runs and a 1.80 ERA. His first matchup will be against Guilfoyle, who will fly that one into the stands behind home plate. So 0-1 on him. Comes the 0-1 pitch. That'll be down low for a ball. 1-1 now on Guilfoyle.
Beautiful evening here at Jimmy John's Field.
Yes, it is
It's
indeed,
been all
Dan.
night long.
The skies still remain clear even as the sun sets. You see some clouds on the horizon dyed in red from the sun dipping below the horizon as that one's grounded up to the mound. Collins has a little bit of trouble, but he will recollect it and make the throw down to first. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom half of the 8th. So Nico Lolio, the man with all the 3 RBIs for the Unicorns, will step in.
Is in line to be the player of the game.
Yeah, he's 2 for 3, base hit RBI, and double with 2 RBIs. And in case you're just tuning in, the Unicorns have a 4-1 lead. They got out to a 1-0 lead back in the second, thanks to Lolio's base hit RBI. Mammoths tied it thanks to a sac fly RBI from Abbott, but it's been all Unicorns since. A 2 RBI double gave them the lead, and they extended it just last inning thanks to the Fielder's Choice RBI from Brandon Raw. So it's 1-0 now on Lolio. As he flies that one in the netting behind home plate. The 1-1 pitch is going to be fouled off. 1-2 now on Nico Lolio. The 1-2 pitch is going to be high for a ball. Count is even at 2 apiece. The 2-2 pitch is going to be down low for a ball. Count will go full now at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Unicorns do lead it, however, 4-1. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. That'll be in the dirt, so it's going to... Lolio called time right before that pitch was delivered, so it'll remain 3-2. A little bit of confusion there as Gavin Collins came through with the delivery despite having called time. Comes the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Nico Lolio goes down on strikes.
That's the second time in this ball game.
Yes, he started off the game strong with 2 hits and struck out swinging his last 2 times up. Doesn't take away from the 3 RBIs he has today. Tim Budd will step in now. He is 0 for 3 as well, but did reach first last inning thanks to an error and came around to score. Shane McCaddy's going to come out to the mound now and have a discussion with Gavin Collins.
Looks like that will be it for Collins.
And Gavin Collins will go just 1/3 of an inning, or 2/3 of an inning pitched.
Never mind. Oh, yep. They signal now.
There's a little bit of confusion as he was just as the reliever out there kind of stood there for a moment before trotting out. And is number 19 for the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
That would be Luke McCaddy.
Isn't that the manager's son?
Yes.
Some father-son bonding time out there on the mound now.
You'll like this one, Brian. From Oxford, Michigan, and also out of Oakland University.
Hey, that's where I'm from.
Me too.
Really? I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Just kidding. I've known that for a long time. You can't fool me. So as Luke McCaddy warms up on the mound, it's a 4-1 lead for the Utica Unicorns with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Gavin Collins comes in and does good work in the 2/3 innings pitched.
For the Westside Woolly Mammoth from Oxford, Michigan, number 19, Luke McCaddy.
This is Luke McCaddy's first game this season as well. So his stat line is 0s across the board. He looks just like his father, Shane McCaddy. I guess that's what happens when they're a father-son duo. Genetics kind of comes into play there. Could have looked like his mother, though, too. So
You never know.
that's fair, I guess. So let's see if Luke McCaddy can get the last out of this inning. No men on base with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Got some kids dancing to the music.
There's a
The
lot of Boy
cha-cha
Scouts
slide.
here as well.
800 of them, to be exact.
And they get to sleep at the ballpark tonight.
Yep, they get to
after
camp
the
out.
game. Yeah.
Probably put a movie on the Jumbotron out there in center field.
I think that would be a great experience. That would be amazing to camp out at a ballpark.
That would be fun. Imagine watching a movie on that.
Ooh,
Wouldn't that be awesome?
that would be awesome. I mean,
Or playing video games. Can you
yeah.
imagine playing a game on
Oh,
that?
Yeah.
I would
And we'll
love
be the
that.
show or something like that.
Oh, if you, of course you would go baseball, man. What like? I'm thinking like
Maybe NHL?
Overwatch. Well, you got to get out of sports. You got to expand your horizons here,
Okay.
Dan.
What do you want to think about then?
Like The Last of Us.
okay.
The new Legend of Zelda is the first strike
Okay.
Timothy Budd sees as a strike.
Okay, I see you.
Got to play some intense horror games in the middle of the night here.
Yeah.
Like Until Dawn or Outlast. The 0-1 pitch is flowing up the middle, but a blooper Yetsko gets out of the inning. So it only takes 2 pitches for Luke McCaddy to get out of this inning. And a 1-2-3 inning for the Utica or the Westside Woolly Mammoths. We'll go to the top of the 9th and be last call for the Mammoths. Due up for them will be the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Riley Palmer, Kyle Hamner, and Kent Blackstone. So please stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the ninth. It's the last call for the Westside Woolly Mammoths, and Riley Palmer's going to lead it off. We've had a pitching change, too. Tom Constant is out after going one dominant inning, 1-2-3, 2 strikeouts, and no hits, no walks.
Yeah, at first I thought he was going to come back out here in the ninth.
Yeah, his dominant lefty style just went 1-2-3. Sorry about the vocal pauses there. I was tracking the ball as it was hitting the foul territory. Guilfoyle went over to make the catch, but couldn't as it landed on the warning track down there by the Unicorns dugout. Sean Gustin's on the mound now, and he's, again, another dominant reliever for the Unicorns. They're really pulling out all the stops today.
He has 10 innings pitch, has given up only 8 hits, has 13 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. ERA is 174, and WHIP is 106.
Yeah, he's just been dominant out of the bullpen, and we have a horde of Boy Scouts down here in front of the in the first row of the grandstand. There, it looks like they're filtering out, probably getting their tents and things. It's 0-2 now on Riley
running
Palmer.
the bases.
That you're probably right. Actually, running the bases makes a lot more
every kid
sense.
Gets to run the bases after every single game here at
That's
Jimmy
going
John's
to be a
Field.
lot of kids. Here comes the
Yes.
0-2 pitch. He's going to fly that one way high in the air. Bud's going to be behind home plate and make the. Oh no! He and Gustin couldn't make a decision who was going to get it. Now they're called off the other, so their gloves collided. No one made the catch. So it'll remain 0-2, or I'm sorry,
That's going to be a hit.
because it landed in
Yeah.
It landed in fair territory after it bounced off their gloves. So that'll just go down as an error. Not sure if it'll be against the pitcher or the catcher.
Very close.
So Heimner's going to step in now.
I'm thinking it would be the pitcher, Gustin, because he reached his glove into that. Because I think
Yeah, it could be. It could go either way. So I'll just leave that blank. I'll just put E for now. I'm not really sure. That one's driven into center field, but Raw is going to be able to make the play. So one down, and Palmer will retreat back to first base. So Blackstone will step in with one out and one man on here in the top half of the ninth inning.
And remember, if you're coming out to the ball game tomorrow, it's going to be an afternoon 1:35 start, and it's going to be a hot one.
Yeah, 91 degrees the forecast. As that one's in for a ball, 1-0.
Bring some sunscreen. The sun's going to be shining.
Not as brightly as the baseball players will, as they are superstars, in my opinion.
Yes, they are, Brian.
And Blackstone's 0 for 3 so far today, grounding out every single time, as that one's in for a strike, 1-1. That pitch in there at 87 miles an hour from Sean Gustin. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and they're going to try and steal second. They're not going to throw down, so he'll steal second easily. So now Blackstone has a runner in scoring position and a chance to cut down on this deficit here in the top of the ninth. Here comes the 1-2. Be in the dirt for a ball. Count is even at 2 apiece. The 2-2 pitch is driven fairly deep out there into right center field, but playable for Raw. He'll make the catch. Meanwhile, Riley Palmer will advance to third base. And Blackstone really got a good piece of that one, driven it deep into right center, but unfortunately deepest part of the ballpark, so wasn't able to do any damage. Was able to advance the runner, so with 2 outs, McVicker can plate home a run here. Make it 4-2. But it's also the last out, so let's see what he does. McVicker is 0 for 2 today. Drew a walk back in the 5th inning. So the first pitch he sees is in there for a strike. 0-1 now on McVicker. That pitch is outside. 1-1 now on McVicker. Riley Palmer down there at third is itching to come home. Comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing on and miss. 1-2 now. That was a big rip from McVicker.
It sure was. Another one swinging for the fences.
McVicker has some pop in his bat. When he needs to make contact. Comes the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3, got him on strikes, and the Utica Unicorns are victorious. They win 4-1, and they topple the Westside Woolly Mammoths here on this beautiful Saturday evening baseball game. Donnie Murray will get the win, and we'll come back in a few minutes to give you a final line and with a little bit of post-game chat. So stay with us. It is a 4-1 victory for the Westside Woolly Mammoths. So,
you mean
or Utica
Unicorns.
Unicorns.
I
Thank
got you there.
Thank you, Dan. We'll be back shortly. All right, welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler here, and for a little bit of post-game chat for you here in this game between the Unicorns and the Mammoths. The Unicorns come out on top, 4-1, and it was pretty much all Unicorns all day.
Yes, it was.
A lot of quality pitching.
Yeah, it was. And Donnie Murray, was outstanding again tonight for the Unicorns.
Yeah, he went 7 innings pitched, Dan. Actually, Donnie Murray definitely takes the spotlight here, but you can't take anything away. The whole pitching staff for the Unicorns today pitched well.
Yes, they do.
Donnie Murray went 7 innings pitched with 5 hits, 1 earned run, and 7 strikeouts. Tom Constant had a 1-2-3 eighth inning with 2 strikeouts. He's dangerous as a lefty. He hides the ball well. Has a high head leg kick and is a lefty.
Yeah.
Throws 91 miles an hour.
He's got the heat.
He is phenomenal. Then
Yes,
Sean
he
Constant,
is.
their closer, comes in.
You mean Gustin?
Sean Gustin, you're right.
Yep.
My correction. And he absolutely just dominates as well. The first
Yeah.
man got on because of an error, so that's not against him.
No.
And then he went 1-2-3 after that.
Yes.
But
it's beautiful. This Unicorns bullpen is beautiful. I wish sometimes the Detroit Tigers had their bullpen. But on the other hand, either way, the Unicorns.
yeah, like you mentioned, I have to agree. Donnie Murray is the pitcher of the game. Who would you say is your player of the game, Dan?
I'm going to go with Nico Ladio. Went 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Was amazing tonight.
Is this the first time, Dan, that we have agreed on both counts on who your player and
think
player and
so.
pitcher of the game are?
Is that who you're going with, too?
Yeah, Nico
Okay.
Lalio is the easy choice, I feel. He had a
Yeah.
single and an RBI in the second and a double and an RBI in the 2 RBIs in the fourth. He had 3 of the 4 earned runs for the Utica Unicorns today.
He was amazing.
Did strike out twice, but
Yeah.
he went 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. You can't really ask more out of a guy.
No.
So phenomenal from both counts. You want to know something interesting about this game, though, Dan?
What was interesting?
The Mammoths went 1-2-3 every other inning.
Wow.
And so the second, fourth, sixth, and eighth inning, they went 1, 2, 3. So they just struggled at the plate all day today, and that has to do with, I mean, obviously a little bit's on them and their bats, but good golly,
Yeah.
were the Unicorns pitching staff phenomenal
I'm
today.
glad that you made a mark on that one because I would have lost track.
Yeah, it's just something I noticed as we were going along in
Great
the game.
notice there.
So great. I think it's got to go to the pitching staff today.
It does.
With
I
how
mean,
phenomenal the Unicorns pitching staff was.
They were amazing. I mean,
And
it was a beautiful evening for a ball game.
yeah, it
I
couldn't
mean,
have been any better.
The crowd was amazing. We said at 800 Boy Scouts. And they're
Yes.
all running the bases right now. And obviously, after this, they're going to go get their tents and send them up in the outfield, wherever they want to sleep tonight at the ballpark.
So what's on the menu for tomorrow, Dan? We got a 1:35 start. It's gonna be a hot one. We already know that.
We're going to have to have the fans going on.
Yeah.
Definitely for this one. Tomorrow's actually the 11th.
It's the 11th. Yes, sir.
Losing track of days here. Anyways, yeah, you got the Unicorns back in action against the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. That's going to be a great matchup. Great pitching.
Unicorns are gonna be.
Hopefully great base running. I mean, Diamond Hoppers are awesome on the base pass, so are the Unicorns.
Unicorns are gonna be coming off a strong win here tonight to play the Hoppers.
Mm-hmm. And we also was tribute band night here at the ballpark. It was Cheap Trick.
Yep, that was our tribute tonight.
Yes, and tomorrow, it's Princess Day. Who's your favorite princess?
Are we talking about real life or fictional?
I don't know.
I think Princess Diana. I am a big Wonder Woman fan.
You are? Okay. I'm going to have to go with Sleeping Beauty. I don't know. I don't know.
Sleeping.
I
I mean, hey, dude, Disney princesses are
Yeah,
all about that, man.
Any Disney princess I like, okay?
So, anyways, that's it from us at Jimmy John's Field. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler. And we will catch you guys tomorrow. Like we said, 4-1 victory for the Utica Unicorns. And thank you guys for listening very much.